everybody? My name's Harry James. It is Texas week, everybody. Y'all know what that means. The Red River Rivalry is this preview. We'll let Barry head us off, plus a special announcement for you guys. Be able to pay attention if you watch my videos. Be able to pay attention and listen and watch, because there's a special announcement that will come right up the gate. Then we'll break down this year's count of the Red River War, history, and more. All that next. But before we kick it off to Barry, let's ask you the Sooner Stumper of the Week. It is, in modern college football, that is since 1950, who leads the overall series in the Red River Rivalry? And here's a hint for you. It's not 50-50. It's either Oklahoma or Texas. Someone leads this series since the 1950s. Have to know if you know who it is. I'll bet you do. We'll find out if you know. Plus, preview OU Texas. We'll kick it off to Barry right after the intro. Let's go, baby. Boomer Sooner. Thanks, Barry. Boomer Sooner, back to you, bud. Let's beat Texas. But before we can beat Texas, let's preview Texas and get you the Sooner Stumper to start that off. Since the 1950s, modern day college football era, who owns the overall record between Oklahoma and Texas? And it's not split 50-50 like the stadium is. Somebody has an advantage. Who is it? Well, it's our beloved Sooners. Whether you believe it or not, since 1950, Oklahoma and Texas have met, looks like 100 times or so. And it is a 36-33-2 overall record for the Sooners in the series. Fifth at 52% winning clip. But that is, of course, since 1950. The overall series, well, we all know who owns that one in 116 games. We all know who owns that series. It's Texas. They own They own Oklahoma. Oklahoma only has, I should say, a 44-62-5 record overall against Texas overall. That is a 44% winning clip in that era. Overall, I should say. Last win for Texas was the Kyler Murray game that we just could not move the ball down the field in the last, minute and a half? You couldn't just move that. Yeah. It was a 48-45 win for Texas in that one. Of course, the Sooners did end up beating them in the Big 12 Championship later on that year in 2018. But that's not the latest win for Oklahoma. The latest win for Oklahoma was 2020, just a year ago, in a 53-45 classic, 4 overtimes. Drake Stoops from Spencer Rattler for the touchdown. Then finds Mims for a 2-point conversion that was so important because if Texas scores, they would have also had to get the 2-point conversion. Pre-game fun and festivities. Now, these do not include this week, but tell you a little something that does include this week. But let's talk about what's on campus first. On campus, at least next week, planning to be there. Here's what you need to know. Sports Animal, WWLS, they are at O'Connell's. Right there, there's a big trailer right there in front of O'Connell's. You can't miss him. Big Al and Jim Traver right there. Across the street, that's where the Sports Talk 1400, the KREF network, that's where they are. Toby, Chris Plank, the Steelman's over there now, all those guys. Franchise Network, Franchise Radio Network, they are actually at the party at the Palace. Right there at that little trailer entrance to the stadium at the Palace. That's where they're set up. And after they get done, they have a OU official pregame. That is party at the party at the Palace, same as the franchise. College Game Day. Chris Fowler, Lee Corso, Kirk Herbstreit, Holly Rowe, the Bear. You guys know the Bear, right? The big guy. All of them will be in Dallas at the State Fair, bright and early, ready to help you get hyped for this one. If you needed more reason to get hyped for OU Texas, they'll give it to you. Now, the important part of OU Texas isn't the pregame with College Game Day being there. It's the game with Fowler and Herbstreit calling the game. And that will take place, on October the 9th at 11 a.m. Another a.m. kick for the Sooners. This one between the Sooners and the Longhorns. This game, if you want to go to the game and listen to the game on the radio, and you don't have to listen to Fowler and Herbstreit, you can listen to the radio and hear my buddy Toby Rowland, who I was just talking about. Shout out to T-Row. Also calls basketball and baseball for the Sooners. You can listen to him on that KREF network from 6 to 9, Monday through Friday. Also, KREF, you can listen to Teddy Lehman. He's on from 3 to 6, Monday through Friday, and is the color analyst for our beloved Sooners on the Sooner Radio Network. On the sidelines, giving you the sidelines and everything you need to know from a player's perspective, Gabe Eichard with his witty tidbits. He's on the radio from 3 to 5 with Big 12 Today, Sirius Satellite Channel 375. That is Big 12 Radio. That is Big 12 Today. He also has his own podcast, the Oklahoma Breakdown, that he does with the aforementioned linebacker, Teddy Lehman. Also, and this isn't just because he's a good friend, it's because I mean it. Are you ready for this? Chris Plank does his own local radio show on the KRF network from 9 to 11. Also does the sideline analyzing. It's the sideline analyst for everything that Gabe can't get to. Chris will give you the Planker. And also has a national radio show from 10 to 1 on the weekends. That's on Fox Sports Radio. So there is everything about that. Now let's break down the teams. The Oklahoma half of the Red River is led, of course, by Lincoln Riley. Has coached in 58 games and has a 50-8 record with an 86% winning clip. Has coached in 36 games overall in conference and has a 31-5 overall record. That is an 86% winning clip also. And does not include a conference championship record, 4-0, undefeated in that, but does have a 1-3 bowl record. Conference championship history. Since the Big 12 was created, the Sooners have 8 Big 12 conference divisional championships. Got 8 outright championship, individual championships, 2000, 02, 03, 04, 06, 7, 8, and 10. When the Big 12 went defunct, the championship game went away. But the championship game was brought back in 2017, and Oklahoma has been either the number 1 or number 2 seed since they brought it back since 2017. Was the number 1 seed in 17, 18, and 19, but was the number 2 seed in 2020. Sooners combined those, and they have 13 rings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 10 and 3 toes. And you can stick those rings you can hang on to those rings from 2000, 02, 04, 06, 07, 08, 10, 12, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Let's recap the most recent Big 12 championship ring in 2020. Overall, 8-2 overall, 6-2 in league play last year. Got revenge over Iowa State, one of their 2 losses last year in the regular season, with a 27-21 victory over Iowa State in the Big 12 championship. They were then invited to the Cotton Bowl to face Florida and got a 55-20 victory over the Gators in 2020. In 2021, let's break down 2021 next. First, before we go over the season itself, let's look at some stats. Offense and defense. Offense, they are the 62nd ranked overall offense in the country this year, averaging 34.8 points per ball game and 433.4 yards per ball game. They are also the 81st best defense in the country, surrendering only 19.0 points per ball game, and they average giving up just 320.8 yards per ball game. With that being said, that increased defense helped them to a 5-0 overall record and 2-0 in the league. It all started with a home game that should have been a road game, but it was a game against Tulane. Should have been at home. On the road, it wasn't. It was in Norman. But the Sooners still find a way to win the game by 5 points, 44-35. Sooners then won their cream puff game over Western Carolina, 76-0. They then beat former Big 12 and current rival Nebraska. Got them by 13, 26-13. Sooners then went on to beat up on West Virginia, 16-13. And then they just recently got home from the trip at Kansas State with a 37-31 victory over the Wildcats. That's Oklahoma's half of the Cotton Bowl. What about Texas's half of the Cotton Bowl? Well, their head coach, Steve Sarkeesian. Coach Sark is a 1997 grad from Brigham Young University. And this isn't his first rodeo in coaching. It's his first rodeo in the Southwest. But he was out west on the West Coast in the Pac-12 with Washington from 2009 to 2013. And USC was there from 2014 to 2015. Before accepting the job as head coaching experience, at least, at Texas in 2021. At those 3 schools, Sark has played in 85 overall games and has a 49-36 overall record. That's a 56% winning clip. In conference play, has played in 58 games with a 32-26 overall record. That is 55% in conference rankings, and 2-2 in bowl games. That's a 50% win clip there. Divisional titles. 7 divisional titles for Texas. Since the conference combined and was revamped in 1990, they have one in 96. I believe that was the first one. They also won one in 99. 01, 02, 05, 08, and 09. Now, the one in 02, they had to share that one with us. We ended up going to the Big 12 Championship. And in 2008, they also had to share the title with us and Texas Tech. But losing to Texas Tech later in the year, Oklahoma would get the outright championship. That leaves them with just 3 individual championships. 96, 05, and 09. That's it. The 2020 recap for the Longhorns. 7-3, 5-3 in league play. 4th in the conference. They did play well in their bowl game. The Alamo Bowl against Colorado. Got a 55-23 victory over Colorado in that one. For 2021, what about a 3-1 overall record? 2-0 in the league. 4-1, 2-0 in the league. Their first win came against Louisiana, 38-18, with victory there. They then lost to Arkansas, 40-21. They got back on the right track against Rice, 58-0. They then beat Texas Tech, 70-35. And then they played on the road at TCU yesterday and got a big time win there, 32-27 victory in Fort Worth. That's a 4-1 overall record, 2-0 in the league. Offensively for Sark, they look pretty salty offensively. I'm not going to lie. They are 31st in total offense, including averaging 43.8 points per ball game and 472.8 yards per ball game. Defensively, though, they are 150th overall defense, giving up 24.0 points per ball game and 396.8 yards. All right, guys. So this is your OU Texas preview. Pretty cool, right? Love it. Post-game ideas, post-game show might be up a little late, will be up later than usual. I will be in Dallas for OU Texas. I'm also considering, Antonio and I are considering also going and seeing and showing some support for our NFL team, the Dallas Cowboys, and showing some love to Sterling Shepard and some guy you've probably heard of for the Cowboys, CeeDee Lamb. Ever heard of him? So that will be happening. We're thinking about doing that also. And also driving back Monday. I'm off Monday anyway, so it'll make the trip back go a little quicker because we won't be in so much OU Texas Dallas traffic. And at that point, should be just Dallas traffic. So, but if you need me or some help to keep you entertained till I get back, I got something for you guys. Try listening here. This is Through the Keyhole. It's a big deal. It's a fun listen. It's got Brady Trantham from the franchise, Keegan Renault, and Matt Burton from the franchise. It's really good. It's really good stuff. I subscribe to their Patreon page, which you can too. It's $1 if you just want to read what Brady writes. He does writings, just like I do videos. He does writings, write-ups, and stuff like that. So just that. If you want to just read what's going on, you can also jump up a tier to the $4 tier. The $4 tier gets you podcasts, post-game podcasts, as it is right now. Video, there is a $5 tier also, which gets you video production use. That is, Brady, or more importantly, Keegan, at this point, will break down the game for you, just as a coach would. He doesn't get the All-22 from OU until the end of the year, but he does his own little All-22 version of the game and breaks down the game for you. What is a leak? He'll tell you what it is. Alright guys, thanks for watching. My name's Harry James. You can catch all this and all my other videos on YouTube. Boomer Sooner 1982. Also, Facebook, Harry James Taylor, or on the Twitter box, @HypeManHarry. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and Boomer Sooner, everybody. I'm out of here. Peace!